Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to the Positive Experience podcast, where we look at the good, the bad and the ugly in living your best life. Today's segment is called In the Trenches, where we look behind the scenes at what's happening in the clinic.
Hey guys, I'm Avi.
Hey, I'm Lecky.
And welcome to the Positive Experience. So today we're in the trenches. So
Yes, we are.
And we're going to be talking. Our theme for today is top three.
Bit of fun today.
Yeah,
Bit of fun.
So we decided top three, our top favourite destinations we've been to. Mm-hmm. So this is areas we've been to. So I'll start us off. Number one, it's a tough one. Probably no order in particular, but I'd say Quebec City. It's up in Canada, in Quebec. They speak French. Wasn't a big fan of that, the French speaking, but the scenery and the view was amazing. So I think it was when I went there, I went during winter and it was around minus 20 degrees.
Wow.
So it was cold. Literally when you had a bit of runny nose, it would freeze up and turn into like, it was pretty, but the views were amazing. The lakes were all covered in snow and...
What are you doing in Quebec? The hell?
Just tourist style, because we went down to Quebec and Montreal.
Who's we? Family? A family trip? Or mates?
I think I went by myself. I went by myself to America because I got family in America. And they took me because I wanted to see Montreal because it's on Monopoly, you know.
Yeah.
But Montreal wasn't as good as Quebec City.
Okay, so Avi's first holiday destination is in Canada. Mine is going to be Thailand. Okay, a lot of Aussies get there. I've been Thailand wearing 3 different hats. Okay, I've been there with the family, so there was a family gig, that was good. I've been as newlyweds when we got married, and I've been with adults, so a lot of, so I went with my wife and her first cousins, and we're all like, no kids or anything, but we're all adult. So I really enjoy Thailand because it's easy on the wallet, so it's not that terribly expensive. It's nice and warm, food's nice, people are pretty friendly, and it's Australian friendly, so they speak English and they're accommodating. And being there with the family or with a young mob or as a newlywed, it caters to everyone. So I highly recommend Thailand. Of the accommodations that I stayed there, really enjoyed the Graceland Resort. So shout out to the Graceland Resort. They really treat us nicely. But most recently, we really enjoyed Padma and Legian. No, sorry, that's in Bali. But Graceland in Thailand was really, really good. So check it out.
Which out of the 3 was your favourite Thailand trip?
I got to say, as newlyweds, otherwise you're getting me in trouble, mate.
All right. So second one, just thought about all the trips I've been to, and it's a bit hard to choose 3. But second one, can I say a continent as a whole?
Yeah, all right. We'll let that pass.
Or I'll say continent Europe. So Europe was amazing. Like every city was different. Every country. Different history, everything going with it. But if I had to choose one destination out of my Europe trip, it'll have to be Amsterdam.
Okay.
The Dutch know how to party.
Yeah.
It was really good. Went with 2 of my close mates from uni, and we stayed at the Flying Pig Hostel downtown.
Cool.
So it wasn't in the red light area. It was a bit downtown, which is a bit more quieter, but it was a better location, but still a party hostel, I suppose.
Okay, coffee and cookies?
Yeah, just a bit of everything.
And so that was during your uni years?
So this was my final year of study. So I'm literally should have went on holidays all my breaks, because you don't get breaks like that ever again. But on my final uni break, and we decided let's do Europe. So I went up there by myself because I caught up with my 2 friends. They did a Kentucky prior. Okay. So they weren't feeling a bit too well in Amsterdam. So I pretty much did solo traveling for most of my Amsterdam, but I made a lot of friends at the hostel and just kicked on with them.
Okay, so there's a theme here, mate. You don't mind traveling by yourself. Yeah, backpack, rough it. Okay, my second one is a bit of memory lane, visiting down nostalgia. So I grew up, my primary school years was mostly in South Australia, and in Adelaide, one of the easier beaches you can get to, which is country. It's kind of like if you live in Melbourne, you go to the beaches down the Bellarine Peninsula or Portsea. The equivalent of that in Adelaide is Horseshoe Bay. And, when you driving quite a distance. I think it was about 2-3 hours in the car. And if you remember those old Ford Fairlanes, they were like tanks. You know, they were built out of cast iron, and they had the fake leather. So when it's really hot and you sit on the seat, it singes your backside. So yeah, that was just a bit of memory that popped in. But Horseshoe Bay, it was great. I think we just stayed in like a local hostel. My siblings, so there's 4 of us and my parents, and it's just great times, like body surfing on waves and things. So Horseshoe Bay down in South Australia, that's my pick for my second destination.
Number 3. So I'm tossed between 3 different locations to choose which one fits in. One's an Australian location up in Byron Bay. I just recently went there. And the other is South New Zealand, which was amazing. But I'm going to go with my recent trip, Fiji.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to Fiji, just got back from Fiji last week. No, on the weekend actually, on Sunday night. Went to, pretty much stayed in Nadi at Denaroo Island because we're at Wyndham Resort, so it's like a 5-star resort. Parents have own a piece of it, so why not go for a holiday there? And the views there were amazing. The weather was perfect. It said it was going to rain the whole week. Did not rain one day, which was perfect.
Nice.
And the weather was like 27 to 30 degrees. And yeah, just ocean views off the resort, and yeah, perfect place to just relax and just wind down. And the people there are so friendly, which is good. So that's another bonus. Literally, you walk past, everyone says "bulla" to everyone, and then yeah. So that's probably a big standout for me. Just friendly environment, I suppose.
Cool.
So that was my third one.
He was in Fiji working on his tan. All right, my third one was a working holiday. I was lucky enough to go to the Commonwealth Games in India, so New Delhi. So I was up the north, middle to north of India. And it's like its own, it's like another planet. It's so different from Australia, not in a bad way. It's like I appreciate the organized chaos, like the traffic and the food, and just being in another locality that I wouldn't have had a chance to visit India anytime soon. So I really enjoyed it. Like, one story I can tell you was we were catching a 4-hour train ride to the Taj Mahal. So I sat on the train, you're pretty excited. Half an hour later, you start to get a bit sort of drowsy, so you have a snooze. Before I had a snooze, I looked outside, there's lots of people walking around, really dense, monkeys in trees, buildings. I fell asleep and I woke up about an hour and a half later. I looked outside, I was thinking it was going to be rolling greens, openness, that sort of thing. Looked outside, it was like I saw the same thing. It was just busy, and it's just crazy. So, Australia's only got like 27 million people, but India's like 1.4 billion or something like that, billions. So I got an appreciation of that. So India is awesome. I think it was just one of those things where you just appreciate what you have, because there is a lot of poverty. And even though they may be poverty-stricken, people are out there still smiling and, being grateful for what they have. So those were my 3. So my 3 was Thailand, Adelaide, a beach in Adelaide, and India. And ours was...
So Fiji, Amsterdam, and then, what was my first one?
And first one was Canada.
Canada, Quebec City, yeah.
Yeah.
So the 3 local destinations, but there's plenty of other trips that could have made the cut. Maybe next time.
Jay, sounds like Harvey's got a lot of stamps on his passport. All right, guys. So that's In the Trenches episode. The theme was top 3, and we thought we'd have a bit of fun today and share with you our holiday destinations that we've been to. Probably update you next time. Who knows? And we'll give you some more stories. War stories from the trenches. All right. Take it easy.